Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back, everybody, to your daily prescription. And we use that word prescription in two ways. One of them is your prescription of energy, good energy, understanding of energy. And also the other side of him, he works in the pharmaceutical world. So he's got a handle on all of that. Great to have him back with us. He is Dr. Dante Carroll back on the program. How are you doing today?
I am doing pretty good, Steve. How about you?
Eager to learn. Ever since we started getting together, I learned so much. We all learned so much about energy, what it does. Today, we're going to dig into energy activation. Before we get into that, I have an email from the last time we got together. Could we do that? Could we start with that?
Sure, let's do it.
Awesome. By the way, you can reach us anytime, instantfeedbacksteve@gmail.com. This is from Jess in Dearborn, Michigan, who says, I'm interested in doing a Reiki healing session. You mentioned the chakras. Is it even possible for all to be totally clear at once?
Yes, it is. If you work on your chakras daily, if you practice with your energy, you know how your energy feels. That is the whole point of working your chakra system, to get to your higher self, to have everything activated, to feel good, to feel enlightened, and to get to that nirvana state that we're all looking for.
So let's look at this for a second. Somebody has a energy session, clear the chakras, maybe to the best that can be done. We all got stuff going on, right? And let's say you have an argument with somebody 2 days later. Does that mean that some of those chakras could get energetically mucked up, if you will, from that confrontation with someone?
Yeah, that is perfect. That's normal. And Steve, when you have disagreements and you have arguments, that energy spreads and it kind of sticks on you like mud, like you said, and you have to be aware of it to say, hey, are these my emotions or was it that argument? And once you're able to recognize that, hey, these aren't my emotions anymore, you can just help get your energy clear out.
Well, that's interesting. You know, a way to look at it, whether it's my emotions or the energy of the situation. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, yeah, because once you recognize what energy is, what is it, what's your awareness, you're like, hold up, what's going on? This isn't my energy, and you're able to recognize it now.
How do you know the difference?
It's kind of like once you come in for, like when clients come in for an energy session, I get them to first recognize where energy is. A vibration, it's a feeling. You're like, hey, this is what I've been missing. This is what I've been feeling this time. I'm not going crazy. And once you are aware of your energy, you're able to recognize it. You're able to understand what the chakra system is and which chakra could be affected. So when that emotion comes up, you're able to see it and you're able to do something about it so it can help you move forward.
Wow. Is by having energy sessions, does that come more clearer or come more easy to determine whether what you're feeling is energy from somebody else or your own emotions?
Well, in the beginning, when clients first come in, they don't know what energy is, right? And next to be years and years of stagnant energy. And it could take some time to pretty much understand what it is and just help try to clear everything out. So once you come through a session and really first understand the foundation of it and really understand what's going on, it helps you get along your way to understand what it is. And it's just taking baby steps. You know, we try to rush everything at one time and get overloaded. It is a never ending process about clearing out your energy and just help you move along with your journey.
So let's do that. Let's talk about energy in general, maybe a little bit of a reset for anybody that doesn't totally understand what's happening there. Might be impactful, for all to kind of get that down to basics, if you will.
Yeah, of course, of course. So with me in my practice, I focus on energy. We're energetic beings, and the energy system that I focus on is the chakra system that deals with energy, that helps you get to your higher self, your purpose, and pretty much just help get, minor things like headaches, any pain just away. It is a 7-point chakra system that pretty much starts with the root chakra at below your feet, and it goes all the way up to the top of your crown chakra. You can use different type of modalities, going outside in nature. You can use crystals. You can use meditation, and just really help clear out those chakras to help you get to a balanced state.
So when you clear out somebody's chakras, are you doing Reiki and chakra clearing, or are those two separate sessions?
It can be either or. You can do Reiki, you can do crystals. I like to do things in combination. Like for me, dealing with Reiki, I can have a way of sensing what chakras need to go where. And if a crystal, I can put it maybe at your root chakra and then work on Reiki, maybe at your crown chakra at the same time to really get things flowing and try to get more of a double effect.
So when you first work with somebody, are you picking up on their energy? You know, kind of getting a feeling for where they're at, what's going on there. Are you actually feeling that?
Yeah, especially when like a client first comes in, I try to clear out the room to make sure like nobody's stagnant energy is there, just have a safe, clean space. So when a person comes in the room, my chakras are already like going off like spotty sense, like, hey, this person's having a headache. Hey, this is what's going on. And then once I pick up on it, I'm like, oh, let's go to this chakra and like see what's going on. And then we work from there. I do pick up on it. It's crazy. It's kind of like your spidey senses just go off. And then once you start to recognize your own energy, your vibration starts to raise up. And you're like, hey, you can even start picking up on other people's energy now to recognize it from your own.
So, odd question.
Sure.
How do you know the difference between reading somebody's energy and using your intuition to pick up on what they're feeling or vibing?
Well, with the Reiki session, when I first connect with their chakra system, I pretty much have this little mediumship gift where I can have clairsentience where it just says, go right there to their knee and figure out you can apply Reiki there. It also, there's also another technique called Reiji Ho, where I can put my hands into a prayer position and I can put it onto my crown chakra, and I kind of get like this direction to go, hey, go to the heart, go here, go here. It's crazy. I'll just pick up on it and I just go right there.
Interesting. Like extremely.
Yeah.
I've actually done that, and it's almost instinctual where if I need to get an answer or think about something, it's not that I'm praying, but I don't know why I do this, but I find I can get more clarity. And side note, I don't do Reiki. I know very little about this. I'm the student in class like all of us, but I find that something energetically comes together if I put my two hands together. I haven't done with the third eye. I'm going to try that. I guess anybody can, because everybody's got intuition. It's my belief. It's just how well you're able to pick up on your intuition and use it the way it's designed for. Why are two hands coming together? What's going on there energetically? Is there anything?
Yes, it's crazy because once you put your hands together and you close your eyes, you're kind of putting yourself in that you're putting yourself in that meditative state. And Steve, it's crazy because you are actually talking to your higher self. You're sitting there, you're getting the answers, and then once you're finished, you're like, wait, I got it. Who do you think you were speaking to? Your higher self and your subconscious, and you're going into those deepest subconscious of your mind, and you're pulling those answers out, and you already have it within you. That's why they say you already have the answers within you. Go within, and boom, you got it.
In my journey of all of this, like starting to figure it all out, that's the first thing, the first concept that I learned, internalized, accepted. All I need is within me now. Everything you got, like you need an answer, you already know the answer. You have it. It's hearing it. It's pulling it out. And with the two hands together, energetically, could be a little woo here, but it almost sounds like you're making a full connection. You follow what I'm saying? Like you put batteries in a device, you're making a connection, and you have to have the two batteries in the device typically to make the connection. Putting your hands together seems like it's doing something like that.
Yes. In addition, once the prayer positions, especially involving Reiki, This is how you actually start the Reiki session. You pretty much pull your hands together, and it's crazy, Steve, because you literally call the energy in that's around you, and it flows through your body, goes through your system, and then it pretty much will be applied to the person that you're giving the energy to. So yes, it does start an energy activation session, and to pretty much close it, you would just put your hands in this position to cut everything off. So you close out the session. So when you're not picking up on everybody else's energy and you're not feeling too wonky or going crazy, you just close out your own little bubble session and then everything's good to go.
How do you shut it off, you personally? So now before a session, you're wide open, you've cleaned everything. How do you close it down? And even like if you go somewhere, let's say a concert or something like that, do you find that sometimes you're feeling a lot of energy in a venue with a lot of people?
Yeah. So once I clear out the energy, you want to protect yourself because think about it. It's like you hit the refresh button and you're 100% clear, right? But when you go back out into the community, you're picking up on everybody else's energy and it's not really, their energy is not necessarily clean as yours because you just came from a Reiki session.
Yep.
So you're going to have like little crystal beads or like beads around you to just like put around your wrist to help keep the energy away. You can have like little palm crystals that you can just slide in your little pocket here and just go about your day to help keep the energy away from you.
So we both have bracelets.
Yep.
Means that, each one means something different. Somebody gave this to me. I don't even know what the stone is, but I like it and it feels good. I've got all the chakras on that one. And there's these are random, like, a gift from a relative. This was a trip I took with my daughter like 3 years ago and never fell off. And I leave it on. But, we take a look at a bracelet that represents all the chakras. Would that be something that keeps energy at bay?
Yes, because with those little mini chakra systems that you have on your bracelet, they're like little modulators that can pretty much pick up the energy and go where it needs to go. So the more that you have that represents that certain color, that certain chakra system, you're picking up the energy. It might not be as much as like maybe a huge crystal, but you're still picking up some type of energy to help keep everything balanced and keep the energy flowing.
What are you wearing?
Wow, a lot. I have a lot. So I have a African bloodstone. This is really good for keeping negative energy away. It keeps me grounded. Anything red is really good for circulation and keeping you grounded with specifically in your root chakra. Another one that I have is the tiger's eye, which is one of my favorite, which is like the standard for keeping you grounded, keeping the confidence up. If you're feeling like low energy, it really helps boost you as well. And my other favorite one is this huge, looks like a dark agate, a stone. It really keeps me grounded. It keeps my circulation going. I'm dealing with a lot of clients. It's a lot of crazy events happening on in the area. And, I like to keep grounding stones to help keep my energy balanced and safe.
You said tiger's eye, and I've got one on. My sister gave me, I think it was last year birthday, but it's almost like a brown stone, and there's another one on the other side.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's what you just said. Actually, there's two of the same type right there.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's tiger's eye. I mean, it's sort of like a light brown, like a tan. It's got some color to it. It's not just like one shade. And then there's black stones around it. I don't know what it is, but it's like she gave it to me, so I like it. I just wear it. Can you go wrong? Like, it might have. I don't know what this is. Somebody gave this to me. Somebody intuitive gave this to me. Black stone. They're shiny, so it's not like lava rock feeling. I have no idea what it is, but I just like the way it looks.
Yeah, anything with black stones are really good for protection and like transformation. So if you're really like having a writer's block or mental block or something to like help you get over to that next step, having like black stones or even like black tourmaline, I'll give you an example, is really good for protection of the heart. So if you're feeling like sadness or depression or just like feeling low, it helps keep that negative energy away that can affect that area to help keep it up.
Do you recall a time where you were going to do or were doing a energy session on somebody and detected some wonky energy, but maybe it correlated to a physical problem, like you said, a knee before? Anything stand out for you and they validated it? Like, yes, I am feeling that. Any
Yeah.
sessions like that you recall?
Yeah, like I remember I had this one client, and when patients come, and I can tell where individuals aren't grounded and they have like a lot of anxiety, they come in like, I just got here. I hope everything's okay. I'm ready for my session. I'm like, okay. And my mind just like, you need to be grounded. You need to be grounded. And my spidey senses are already coming off. Like in my root chakra, my leg will go off. I'm like, they need to be grounded. They need to be grounded. So once I put them into like this meditative state and I connect to the root chakra, instantly I get pulled there and I just apply the root chakra. And after the session, they'll wake up and they'll say, hey, I feel really relaxed. I'm calm. I had a lot of anxiety. I'm like, I know. It's okay. It's fine. I just wanted to create this safe space. I know what you're going through. We've all been there. It's okay. It's fine.
Would you say essentially what you do, you're like a energetic reset button when somebody comes to you for a session?
I am, because I understand what people are going through, right? Most people are looking for safe spaces. They just need to feel safe and just come into an environment where it's peaceful. And for me, I just try to create a beachy environment. I love the beach. I love being in like water and environment. So when
Same.
people come here, I just want you to just get away and just forget like you're even in DC or just even this area. I want you to feel like you're in Mexico or somewhere, just having a good time, just vibing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I do to get grounded. I'll go to places like that. Um, I don't know why it works, but there's just something there. Maybe it's the calling of the ocean, the peacefulness. I have no answers. I don't know. I just know it feels good. What's your suggestion for somebody if they're on the fence? Yeah, this seems reasonable. Maybe they've seen a little bit of examples of
Yeah.
energy and how it works. What would you tell them?
So I would say if you're going to first start with energy first, a lot of people like are skeptical, especially like with crystals and stuff like that, right? Because it's like we're not used to it, right? So for me, just going outside, just getting connected with just like the natural elements. Hey, just going outside, getting a breath of fresh air. Let me go out in nature and walk around. It won't hurt. Just see what happens and just go with it. See if it helps calm you down, help your anxiety, and say, hey, this really helps. And then just take one step from there. It's all about just taking baby steps and then just see where it goes. It can't hurt.
That's just it. And that's where I was going with it. There's no side effects. There's no any negative aspects of getting energy clearing. If there's a side effect, I imagine you might feel maybe more relaxed. I can't think of anything bad at all. Do you know of any?
No, not too much. I really haven't heard anybody have a bad experience with the energy. If anything, they feel more of a grounded state. They feel relaxed and they just feel calm and cool and collected.
What's your recommendation for people when they book a session? Like I've heard, drink a lot of water before and after. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. Anything like that we should be mindful of?
Yeah, typically when I tell patients to come in, well, one, when they come and book a session, try to book at least a 60 minutes or a 90-minute session because, again, we're working with the chakra system. We have to figure out what's going on, et cetera. After the session, you really should not drink alcohol at all because after a Reiki session, it pretty much will have an effect on your body system. It can have you nauseous. It is a lot of clearing of energy. Some energy may be stagnant. Some still could be there and it could have an effect on your system. And it has been individuals that had a Reiki session, had just a small drink of alcohol, and they pretty much felt nauseous the next day. So it's good not to have alcohol probably maybe a day or two after a Reiki session.
Interesting. Never heard that. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And as I find, personal side note, that the older I get, and maybe it's more sensitivity to energy, that it's not, I can have two beers and I feel fine. The next day, I'm like, why do I feel like garbage? What's going on with that? Just two. I mean, I don't understand it. Maybe there's an energetic connection to it. Maybe there's
It
something
is.
going on.
It is. I mean, we're energetic beings, and it's just like the older you get, sometimes, you might not be able to eat those same type of energetic foods or those greasy or oily foods that you could before. Your body is always changing like nature. So it's like you have to, adapt to certain foods and then, just go with the flow.
And listen to your body.
Exactly.
Yeah. Um, if you're in a challenging relationship and, there's tense moments, sometimes communication is not exactly great. Is there anything that we can do to energetically approach that for a better outcome? I know that's a little deep, but I'm curious, how we can, is it get massively grounded before you connect with somebody so that it goes better? I don't know. I just throwing it out there. It seems like, a lot of times we're in different situations and maybe energy could be our friend in those situations.
Yeah, I agree. The biggest thing that we have to do is that you have to release control, right? Especially within an argument, or I'm going to say this or try to have this situation to go a certain way. So if you know that you're having a certain conversation before or after we all get that phone call, hey, we need to talk about something. So you may have some type of idea, but you necessarily don't always need to think the negative outcome. We're always thinking, well, what if this goes wrong, etc. So if you can just ground yourself before, always have like the best positive outcome of thinking, everything should just flow with everything. You might not necessarily have to agree, but it comes down to understanding. Meditation and Reiki gets you to a point of being grounded and not really have this ego, a sense of having control, of having things to go a certain way, but just seeing things from the higher perspective and making the best possible decision for an argument.
So is it, to give it a perspective understanding, is it almost as if when you're in a good energetic situation, maybe after Reiki, whatever it might be, that it's almost as if you're flying above a little bit over the situation and kind of looking down on it and approaching it that way, as opposed to being in the thick of it where it's harder to deal with things that way?
Yeah, Steve, it's all about dealing, and specifically with this, the chakra, the heart chakra, it's all about keeping yourself open to brand new ideas, open to that conversation. Because if you're having a closed heart chakra, and what does that mean? That means that you're not open to have this conversation, having things going my way, or just sitting like this with an attitude, or not saying, you know what? Let's talk about it. Let's see where we can go for this. Being open to the conversations. A lot of us just have this ego, have this sense of, I have to be right. Oh, it's my way or the highway. No. And then you miss out on a potential opportunity that could have, been beneficial for both parties if you just could have came to a clear understanding.
And that happens because that chakra, the heart chakra, could be possibly blocked or mucked up, having, it needs to be cleared out. That could come from that.
Yes, because it's all about, a lot of people just don't know how to let stuff go. It's just like, why do I have to have this anger? Why do I have to have this animosity toward this person? And then when you sit back and think about it, it's no particular reason. If you just let it go and just say the past is in the past, all I can do is focus on this present moment and be grounded. I can't control the future. I can't control the past. All I can control is myself and my emotions, and then just put your best foot forward.
Well, beautiful place to be when you're living in the moment. How does this whole energy thing get you closer to being in the moment?
By being grounded. Like I'm always talking about the root chakra. That is the primary one that you have to say, hey, I'm not going to let my emotions get to me. I'm not going to let any intrusive thoughts come in. What I see, what I appreciate, I am standing in my power. This is who I'm going to be. And, we got to have meaningful conversations. And it just comes to understanding. No attitude, no egos involved. Just seeing a person for who they are, just having a perspective from one each other.
When you figured this all out and started practicing it, was it a complete game changer in your life?
It was, Steve. Like for me, like I can't even lie. Like I had this sense of ego of wanting always to be right. And me, I'm an Aries, so a fire sign, I will always rush into things and not necessarily like think it out. And I was like, why am I keep doing this? And I couldn't figure out a reason. So when I changed my perspective, changed my attitude, and really just looking things not so much at a surface level and really understanding things at a higher perspective, you cannot lose because it makes you more into a person that's adaptable. You're being understanding. And that's what people want to see. Like, you might not have agreements all the time, but it's always just coming to that best higher perspective and making solutions for that particular moment.
I think when we first met, we talked about the Aries thing, and all of the most important people in my life, my mom, my daughter, on and on and on and on and on, other relationships, Aries, they're all Aries. So I think I understand the sign. And if I look at broadly all the Aries I know, there's an element of stubbornness that can come up within the sign. I've just seen it. I'm a Virgo. We have our traits, but when an Aries feels that they're right, that's it. They're right. And I'm not saying that's the way it should be. Maybe if you ground it, you might see from a different perspective. Would you say that was you before you figured, the energy thing out?
Yeah, it's true. And it all goes back to the zodiac. Aries is the first sign. It is the first judger. It is the divine ruler. It has to control everything. And that's one thing you have to work on is balance. And then the consorted part of Aries is a Libra, which is the scales, which balance things out. So when I'm around a Libra, I work well with that sign. So it's cool that you got to understand the zodiacs so it can make you work well with the person and just move forward. It's crazy how it works.
It really is. And I see the trait in all the areas I know. I'm not looking for it. I just see it. But even on the Virgo side, what are we? Typically perfectionists. We think deep sometimes, maybe too deep. There's every sign has its thing. Doesn't mean everybody's that way, but for the most part, it kind of fits in that large box of traits. It's fascinating. It really is.
Man. Yeah, exactly.
How do we connect with you, Dante? Somebody wants to book a session, maybe Jess. Sounds like she's ready from her email, or anybody else, even just a question. How do they find you?
Not a problem. You can find me at Pharm, PHARMD, and then healer.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much for all your insight, all your knowledge. Every day, every time we get together, so much more learned. This stuff is important, and it can change your life and make you feel better. So I really appreciate it. Thanks again.
I appreciate you, Steve. No, not a problem. Happy to be here.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.